This is a beautiful fig tree behind me, which clearly is biblical and was used in parables. We should just read one. Matthew 24. Learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. That's exactly where this tree is behind me. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say to you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. It's talking about signs of the second coming of Christ. That this generation was going to be those who were baptized spiritually, and they would see these things inwardly, being false teachers. One of the main signs that false Christs shall rise up and deceive many, and shall say, lo, he is here, or he is there, and shall draw away disciples after error. And as we know in third general epistle of John, Diotrephes loved to have the preeminence, which is the superiority, but he did not do the works. He did not receive the church nor the apostles. He did not receive apostolic doctrine. This is a sign of false teachers who abound in these end times. And Israel brings forth fruit, being a fruitful tree. It has the Lord as the vine and the saints as the branches, and it brings forth fruit. And this is a sign of the second coming of Christ. And what is the fruit? The fruit is righteousness. And what is righteousness? Righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Righteousness is the walk of faith, the walk that Christ walked, to feed the poor, to clothe the naked, visit the sick. It's selfless. It is being a true Christian, as Christ said, I will judge every man according to his works, being, as James the just of Jerusalem said, doers of the word. The false teachers are not doers of the word. They are the hypocrites, like the Pharisees, that they said and did not do. And this is the sign of the age. This is the fig tree. This is the parable that is set forth. It's twofold. It's that Israel brings forth fruit, whereas it didn't under the old covenant, and also signs of the age, of the end times, signs of Christ coming, signs of apostasy that we see in the world, all the false teachers, all the errors of unlearned men, unstable men who are in the flesh, who are puffed up, who subvert people, blind, following the blind. These are the signs of the end times. And sin needs to be purged, and it can only be purged by baptism. The motions of sin need to become dead. That only happens by being buried with him in baptism, as Paul told the church at Rome. And these false teachers are not buried with him in baptism. They're very much walking after the flesh. They're very much walking in heresy, a work of the flesh, in covetousness, a work of the flesh, and idolatry, a work of the flesh. Christmas, Sunday, Easter, these are Christendom, Antichrist works of idolatry. This is sitting down at the table of devils. This is damnation. This is not being fruitful like a fruitful fig tree of Israel. And any subversion into the first day of the week, being Sunday, is after the way of Babylon. We know the Babylon church their false Sabbath is the first day of the week, Sunday. This needs to be avoided at all costs. It was ordained 321 by Constantine as Sol Invictus, the Dies Solis, the day of the sun, their sun god. 364, 368 Laodicea. It was ordained as part of their Antichrist Christendom church system, Sunday as the false Sabbath. Jesus was not resurrected on the first day of the week. He was already resurrected on the 7th, which is the Sabbath. Matthew 28 and John 20 clearly show this. So keep yourself from false teachers. You need to prove all things and understand doctrine above everything else. You need to come to an understanding, and that can only be done by being baptized, by having the fear of God, as is in Acts 3, when they are baptized by Peter in Jerusalem. The fear of God came upon them, and as it's written, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So initially we're saved by words, the hearing of faith. Do you believe on the resurrection of Christ? Do you believe that after 3 days he was resurrected and that he ascended? And will you confess him with your mouth? This is how you get saved. Romans 10, 8-10. So watch and pray. Pray every day and watch against temptations. Watch means you guard against falling into sin. You need to cease from sin, and all sin is death. And whosoever transgresses the law, the 10 Commandments, has not Christ. So, peace to you, God bless, and hope you can come to the truth if you're not already in the truth, and if you are in the truth, be like an anvil and be established.